Good morning, YouTube. Reseller Mom here. Today I want to talk to you about ungating, specifically in the grocery category. I'm sure it applies to the other categories of health and beauty as well, since they seem to be acting similar. So first, right off the bat, I want to say that I have not tested this out. I'm not 100%. This is the research that I've done on how to get ungated in these categories, because I have several friends that want to get ungated, and a lot of you have asked about how to get ungated. So I've spent a few hours reading blogs, reading forums, and watching other people's YouTube videos and trying to piece together between all the comments and suggestions and stuff, kind of like how you would go about doing it these days. Okay, so they locked down grocery, health, beauty, and I don't know anything else. I know they locked down DVDs a while ago. And there's been some videos in between. Now, last summer, the summer of 2015, you were able to get ungated just using store receipts. That was fine. That is no longer the case. You cannot get ungated with just your regular old box store receipts. And you can no longer get ungated with online wholesale stores. So there was the top rated YouTube video on how to get ungated. Very nice job. He did a very excellent job of going through how to get ungated. However, he used online grocery stores. Now, I still recommend the video, and I'll leave a link below, because everything else, is still appears to be the same, only you need to find regular, brick and mortar wholesale places to work with. All right, so then I have two blurps from Amazon Seller Central forum boards that I thought were very handy and kind of pieced together this. So let's go through them. I'm going to read them first to you, and then we're going to just talk about kind of a plan of action if you were thinking about wanting to get ungated in grocery. Okay, so one guy, and his name is Vending Toy Pride. I don't know. I don't want to take his credit here, but he, in his post, said Amazon is looking for invoices from companies that bring food to restaurants. You need to purchase from the same people the grocery store buys from. If you want to sell crackers and cookies, call Keebler's and set up an account. If you want to sell soda, call Coca-Cola and see if their truck will make a delivery to your office or warehouse. You might be able to set up smaller deliveries from your authorized wholesale distributor or manufacturer. You need to contact the manufacturers of the products you wish to sell. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to read the other one. And credit-wise, let's see here, goes to Arizona Dave. And I'll leave a link to this thread too. Very good thread to just read and get your mind, pick up a few things for your mind. Okay, so Arizona Dave says, if you want to sell groceries, start calling manufacturers and ask them if they can direct you to a distributor in your area. While you're on the phone, ask them if they will allow you to sell their stuff on Amazon. Many will not allow it, so that's very important there. By the way, without a business license or tax resale permit, many distributors will not tell you what the wholesale price is. Okay, so now piecing together all the information that I have found. I know you cannot use online receipts, you cannot use box store receipts, and let's go through some of the other things. So if you wanted to start selling groceries, this is what you would need to do. You need a business license. If you don't have one, it's something you're going to want to get anyways. So go ahead and get your business license set up. You're going to need a tax resale permit. If you don't have one of these, you get it through your state when you file with the state. Not hard to get, but another one of those things that you can't really even start or think about this process till you start doing that. So what had happened was Amazon had a lot of trouble with people selling expired product, bad food. I don't know. They just had a big problem with it, and so they locked down the category, and they only want people who are serious resellers to really dive into that. And so that's why the hoops to jump through are more extensive. And if you're honestly doing this as a big chunk of your business, this should not be that difficult. You shouldn't look at this project as a huge undertaking. But if you just wanted to sell a couple crackers a year, not for you. I really wouldn't jump through all these, go through this whole process with that in mind, that I'm going to have just a few things that I want to sell. Okay, so you've set up your business license, you've set up your tax reseller permit. Now this part is what I would recommend based on the information that I found. I would start calling around local places and seeing what distributors and manufacturers you can work with. Now, I live in the Seattle area. We have, there's a Pepsi plant up here. There's Seattle Chocolates is up here. We have Starbucks is up here. We have a ton of food manufacturers. If I don't have food manufacturers, I would list a whole bunch of wholesale distributors. I would do that. I would do both. Do a Google search, a map of your area, and see who you have to deal with. Now, I would then take that list and I would start another interview question list, something that you're going to call these companies with. Hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm with this company. I'm looking to sell products online via Amazon FBA. Do you have an approval process for this? Can I set up a wholesale account? What do I need to set up a wholesale account? What are the minimum orders? Will you allow me to sell my stuff on Amazon? Start going through those questions and maybe write down them on a sheet. So every time you call a company, you're going to need to set up like a folder or something with all this research. So every time you call a company, you want to ask all those questions and start writing down the answers, what it's going to take to work with that wholesale distributor. And if I'm saying distributor, sorry, I keep saying whatever. I'm not going to keep doing it. Okay, so you have a list of what you want to call. You have a list of people you can call. Start scheduling out in your time, maybe calling one or two of them every day until you get a list of 3 or 4 or 5 that you can work with. You're going to need to know the minimum amounts and kind of what that item is. So this is where your business area and expertise and what you want to do kind of comes into play. If the minimum order is 100 and you're looking at something like a Seattle Chocolates where their chocolates are very expensive, even if their cheapest chocolate is $2 a piece, you're looking at $200 of capital investing in getting that chocolate. So I suggest, again, having a backup plan for if that stuff if you can't sell it through Amazon. You can maybe work if you have a family member that needs that kind of stuff. I have a school and sometimes we have, auctions or dinners. There's church groups and stuff. But if you wind up with 100 candy bars, what are you going to do with it? And the same goes with anything. If you wind up buying beans from a store and you have to buy 500 beans, where the heck are you going to put them if you can't dump them into Amazon if you get denied? Okay, so for getting ungated, they just want the receipt. That's all they want. They want to see the invoice for that approval process. Okay, so think about that. Also, think about the cost of that object. Obviously, if you go with high-end items like beef jerky, specialty cheeses, or chocolates, or anything like that, it's going to be a higher cost of an item than if you went, like this guy says, Keebler and crackers. You can probably get wholesale crackers for less than $1 a box. Flip them on Amazon for like $8 a box. I wouldn't really be looking to make a profit on those types of items. I'd be looking to just how could I break even to get ungated in this thing for the cheapest way possible. So again, you're going to have to look at all your wholesale distributors, your manufacturers, what you can purchase, what the shelf life is for those things. You don't want to buy, 100 of a specialty canned cherry that expires in 3 months because you'll never be able to get that to move through on Amazon. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of research. It's not going to be an easy process, and you're going to want to set up long-term relationships. I would not go through all of this without taking it serious and going, wow, this could be really a revenue stream. If you can get wholesale crackers or a specialty something or other up in your area and make 20% off of it, I would keep that puppy alive, man, and keep that as part of my business and build it into my business model that, hey, I'm going to get a delivery every 2 weeks of a pallet or 3 cases of whatever X product and set that up into my business. Okay, so Amazon, a couple other things, will not approve you if you're a new seller. Not going to happen. The other suggestions that have been on here is to show that you are familiar with this area in other avenues. So they want to work with people who have bought and sold food. Okay, so you've maybe established a few relationships and have that set up. I would research and kind of find what other avenues you can sell that stuff with. So that might mean walking into a grocery store and saying, I would like to sell this specialty cracker here. How could I do that? I know for health and beauty items, you can go into beauty shops and little drugstores and set up booths. A lot of people on Etsy do that. They make earrings, and so they'll set up a little earring thing, and the drugstore will take 20% or 30% of the profits and in turn, sell your product there. So that's an option. But you need to kind of have a backup plan that if you buy this stuff and you can't sell it, or you can't sell it through Amazon, how are you going to sell it? I don't know what the food selling stuff is on eBay. I don't even know if you can go that way. I've never tried, actually. Never even looked at it. But, can you set up on Craigslist? Can you set up through another store? Can you set up through your church? Churches, student stores. I know we run a couple of student stores at the local middle school and the high school. So you could talk to them. Hey, I'm looking at wholesale buying Hershey candy bars. Is that something that I could resell through your store? It resells for $2. I can get it for 80 cents. I'll sell it to you for $1. You sell it for $2. We all go home happy, and set up that. So you got to kind of get creative and think about how you can get rid of this product, because the last thing you want to do is dump several $100s trying to get ungated for grocery and wind up with a bunch of crap at your house that you can't really use. Now, maybe it is a product that you can use. I know that we could probably go through quite a bit of cereal in a year. As our family, we go through a box of cereal every day. Not every day, probably every 2 or 3 days, 1 or 2 boxes a week, probably. Is there a couple other families that you could say, hey, I'm looking at getting this for my business. Will you help me out? I can get this product wholesale, boxes of crackers, boxes of cereal, whatever. Would you be interested in buying? I have to buy 100 of them. Would you buy 20 from me for wholesale price to help me out? Okay, so get creative in that. You need to establish a relationship, have long-term selling with Amazon. Sometimes they're going to want proof that you have other relationships or have an online website or have sold food in some form one way or another. And how to prove that to them is going to be up to you to figure out how that will fit into your life and what they will take. Yes, helping other people help you out buying product helps you out with your capital part of your business, but it doesn't show that you're selling it. Same with if you funneled it through a student store or something like that. Not going to help you out in that regard. But setting up an online shop or selling through a different platform, if you can prove, say you get denied and you sell this stuff through a different means, you can then go back to Amazon in 3 months or 6 months and say, look, I am still selling food. I know what the heck I'm doing, and reapply. And I think that will get you a lot further. Okay. Hope this helps. I know a lot of people want to get ungated for food. I know that there's a lot of stuff going out there and nobody's really put together a magic formula. There are some companies out there that claim that they will do it for you. Again, that's up to you, and I would check out their reputation and see if that was something that they were doing that was really hot about a year ago. A lot of people would, hey, just pay me $100 and I'll get you ungated. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that anymore because it's so intense right now. And again, I would really think about going into this, because if you just want to sell a couple of sale items you find at the store once a month, this is not something that would be really, you got a lot of work to do here. You got a lot of research. It's not going to be something you find overnight. You have to get your business license, again, tax resale permit, get some business relationships set up with wholesalers, and then buy the product, and then do the application and hope you don't get denied. So whether you get denied or not, you need to be ready to move that product. And at wholesalers, you can't just buy 5 of them most of the time. Stop wiggling, my dog's itching her chain, making noise. So you can't just buy 5. You're gonna have to buy things in probably cases or lots of a couple hundred. So keep that in mind with both your capital and expiration dates, and then what will actually sell. So set aside some capital for this, set aside some time for this, and then work at it. In the meantime, keep your relationship with Amazon going and selling other stuff, because again, they're not going to sell the newbies, or they're not going to work with newbies. So the longer relationship you have with Amazon, the better in your favor. Okay, I hope this helps you out a lot. I know that I will continue to research, and if I find anything good out there, I will direct you to it. Believe me. I don't know if they will ever ease up on that regulations and stuff. So this might be the same scenario in 6 months from now. Might be completely different. No idea. Okay, hope that helped you out. If this video helped you out, give me a thumbs up. I know it's not like a step-by-step on how exactly to the T every check mark. Somebody else had put in this forum, Amazon looks at the application in whole. There's no set check boxes. If you do 1, 2, and 3, they will grant you permission to sell. There is no magic formula out there. If somebody says they have magic beans for sale, go ahead and buy those magic beans. I'm not telling you not to, but if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. This sounds like it's going to take a little bit of work. Not impossible. I mean, this sounds like you just break out your project, chunk it out, and work on it, and the end result should be good. All right, hope you're having a great day. Keep it up. Don't get discouraged or frustrated. Just take a deep breath, and you can do this. All right, take care. Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about finding and sourcing different things and what to look for in a thrift store for Amazon FBA reselling. Okay, so I get this question quite a bit, and a lot of people say, I don't have that store, or my store's not good, or whatnot. So we're going to go over kind of what I look for in a thrift store and then other sourcing ideas. And it's by no means a complete list, because I'm sure there's tons more ideas out there. Okay, so what do I look for in a thrift store? 3 basic things. First is the basics. 1, how far away is it? What are the hours? What's the safety? So there's certain thrift stores that I will drive out a half an hour to go see. I know some other people will drive up to an hour away or do day trips. You could do overnight trips. It kind of just depends how far away is it. I don't personally like to drive more than a half an hour, because I also have to pick up my kids and make sure there's dinner and doing a lot of other stuff around the house. So I don't like to be more than a half hour away. But when the kids get older, I certainly wouldn't mind packing some lunch and going, north or south or east for about a couple hours and doing a day trip out of it. I think it would be totally fun to do with a couple friends maybe that also do reselling, and go check it out. Maybe go visit some people, because I have friends down in Portland and I have friends up in Bellingham. So it'd be neat to go out and do that. Okay, so think about your drive time, because you also have to think about the miles and the miles you put on your car and the gas that it's going to take, because that eats into your profit line. You don't want to spend all your money in gas to go out and get 5 products. That would be a waste of driving time. The hours of the store play a big part, because, you got to shop during shopping hours. That's what it is. Now, safety and kind of the cleanliness of the store does play a factor into me, because you don't want to get goods that are broken, trashed, and nasty. That's why I haven't hit up the Goodwill. There's a Goodwill outlet here, and I hear it's just horrible. I probably will schedule myself to go in there and check it out firsthand one of these days, but I hear that fights start out over inventory, and anytime a new bucket comes out, it's like, just a war to see who gets to it, and I'm not into that. Okay, supply. Now that you've, scoped out a store you want to go into, spend a good chunk of time scoping it out. You're not going to be a really good reseller off the bat. You're not. It's not a hard job, that's for sure, but your eyes just take a while to learn how to train them. There are resellers who have been doing this for years, and they can walk in and out of a thrift store in 30 minutes and get hundreds of dollars worth of inventory, and they know all the brands, they know everything. They can flip on eBay. They're freaking masters. That's awesome. If you're starting with this job, you're not a master yet. Neither am I, and I've been doing eBay for years, but I've only been doing this seriously for a year and a half now. Okay, so I like to go in and kind of dive into each section and see what the inventory is like. I will spend a good half hour to an hour in books and CDs scanning and seeing, is this something that I want to come back to? Am I getting a good ratio? I'll clock myself. In the last half hour, I have scanned X amount of books and I have found X amount that are good for reselling. Is it worth my time? If it's 1 or 2 books, no. If it's 10 books, yes, it's worth my time. So dive into each section, see what is good, see what the bins are coming out, because there'll be restocking bins coming out. You can ask when their major restocking time is. I know that the one Goodwill that I go to, they do a heavy restock on Tuesday mornings because it's senior and military day for that Goodwill. And that means there's not a whole lot of shoppers, and the shoppers that are there are not your typical, they're usually the senior department, and they're slow and they take their time and they're nice and friendly. They're not your younger crowd that wants to get in there and find good stuff and is a little bit more rowdy. Okay. And there's also, it's probably the slowest day business wise. It's not like Friday when everybody gets paid on Friday and goes out shopping on Friday. Or in the evenings when everybody gets off work and goes shopping. So ask when the restocking times are, and that plays a huge difference on when I go shopping. I like to go when the new stuff just comes out and nobody else is shopping. I mean, that's perfect. Perfect scenario. Okay, so then I go to each section. I spend a good chunk of time. Then I know in my head, I guess I could write it down, but I don't go to that many stores. So I know in my head which stores are good for things and which stores are not. There are stores that really sell nothing in the health and beauty department at all. I'm not even going to go there. They're just nothing. They don't even really have a section for it. And then there's stores where that's kind of all I really look for in that store. Okay, so yesterday I went to Goodwill, and that one in particular, I can tell you off the top of my head, it's a waste of time to go down the glass aisle. It's a waste of time to go down the knick-knack aisle. I hit up the electronics hard. I hit up the office supplies hard. I usually find most of my office supplies there. Books, don't even go there anymore because it's just been all picked over. CDs, though, I will hit up, and linens can often find a bunch of gems in it. So I know that. I've profiled the store. I've checked it out. I also know that they bring out bins throughout the day, so it doesn't really matter what time I go there. Okay. Next, exploit those good sections. Once you have your store mapped out, you know where everything is and what they're good for and what they're not, then you can work on that time. So to really scope out a new sourcing center, it's going to take a little bit of time to scan and pick through and see what's good or not and see if it's worth your time. And then once I know what's good in a store, I can easily go to those sections, get good stuff, and then get out. Am I looking over other stuff? Sure. I know that I leave money on the table all the time because 1, I don't have the knowledge, and 2, sometimes, I'm not going to spend half an hour digging through racks to find one item. Just not going to happen. I've got better things to do. Okay, so let's talk about other sourcing ideas. I've got a ton of these. I came up with 11 just off the top of my head for y'all that I wanted to share. And, if you're already resourcing, this is probably going to be no-brainer for you. But if you're thinking about it, this is some other ideas. Or if you're looking for other income, this is a good, brainstorm session. Okay, I'm going to pause real quick and get a drink of coffee. Okay, let's talk about sourcing ideas here. Box stores and smaller box stores are my top 2 that I have. And this is all your major Targets, Walmarts, grocery stores, Big Lots, Toys R Us. For smaller box stores, I'm talking your CVS's, Rite Aids, Walgreens, dollar stores. These are fabulous places to both get ideas and scan that clearance section. Big Lots often runs coupons and ads. Toys R Us has lots of clearance going on. Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, dollar store all have great deals. And if you have coupons, that's even better. For Rite Aid, I wanted to go through kind of as an example of walking into a Rite Aid and what I'm looking for. When I go into a Rite Aid and I see this, compare and save, automatically get that one out of your head. Nothing's going to scan good there. Horrible, horrible. Okay, this one, a little bit better. Physicians Formula, Mineral Wear or something? What do we got? Yeah, Mineral Wear is all 40% off. So instead of scanning each one of these, what I do is I type into the search Physicians Formula, Mineral Wear, and see what comes up for popularity and price point. So I know that it's 40% off, $14. So I'm looking at, what, about $8-9 going in. Do any of these sell for more than $15-20? That's what I'm looking for. So I just quickly scroll through. None of those colors sell well, so passing on that. That's what I did. Every once in a while you come across a flavor or a something, makeup that is hard to get other places, or it's sold out, or they only made so many and it's a really popular one and everybody wants that one. That's what I'm looking for. Most of the time, Amazon's going to sell it for cheaper than what it is going on Rite Aid. But every once in a while, you find those flavors that are really good. A good example of this is Pop-Tarts. I sell Pop-Tarts a lot. There's only about 3 flavors I sell, though. Is it cookies and cream, s'mores, and I can't remember the other one. Quaker Oats, the dino kind, the one with the little dinosaur eggs. That one sells well. For whatever reason, the rest of the country or somebody doesn't carry these flavors, and that's what people are looking for. They love that flavor. They go online. They pay extra more for it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for with these guys. So don't scan every one. Just type in the thing. The same goes for toys. You know, maybe a certain Barbie was, highly desired. Don't know why. There's lots of toys out there that... Remember the Tickle Me Elmo? Holy smokes. The Tickle Me Elmo. Like, everybody wanted it. So find out. Instead of scanning every Barbie, I would just scan that Barbie in that style and see if any of them were really popular or selling really crazy amounts. Remember the Little Mermaid with the inappropriate front cover? Yeah, that was a hot seller for its time period. But you wouldn't know that, if you didn't know that piece of knowledge going in and you were just scanning away and you looked at a whole section of Disney, you wouldn't know that most of them are just whatever, $10. But this one was selling for $75 at the time. Yeah, it was crazy. I actually owned one. I still do, I think. That was a bit off topic. Next one, 75% off tag. That's the tag I'm looking for. 75% off. Now, these little eyeshadows I want to talk about for 2 seconds here. They were only scanning in for selling about $2, which, is the same price I'd be getting them at Walgreens here. Well, maybe a little bit less. So there was no profit on one. So what I did was I put in, I think it was Physicians Formula again, whatever eyeshadow, and if it has any other attributes to that kind of casing, maybe the ounces would be a good one to type into the search. And then I see if anybody has made a listing that groups them together. Now, if there was more here, I could totally do that. Group 3 eyeshadows together. I'm paying $1.50. So if you did 3 of them, what is that, about $4.50? You're out, and sell 3 of them for $15 together. The most popular 3 colors, or I don't know that much about makeup, but my point is that if you find things on good deals for 75% off, maybe singly they don't work, but maybe as a group they would work. This works really good for toys too, especially cheaper toys. And then you can market it either under parties or under toys. Great example is things for birthday parties. So if you have small little items that maybe are all Cars or Frozen or whatever, you can do a 6-pack and make it as a party bundle. Okay, next thing I wanted to talk about real quick when we're still on box stores here. This one I came across at Safeway, and all I did was I snapped a picture of it. It had a listing, but there was no inventory there. So it's something that I want to look up on maybe Camel later, see what the selling price, see what the history is, look at Tracker. Something that caught my eye that they were having a really good deal on. The expiration date was far out, and it's roasted turkey organic gravy. We have Thanksgiving coming up. This is something I want to investigate because gravy is going to be a big seller next month. And it's organic and it's a nice gravy. I don't know. It was something that I said, oh, I'm interested in that. Excuse me. Nothing's coming up on the scanning, so I'm going to take a look at that. Next, specialty stores. This is your REIs, your party stores, anything else you can think of that just sells one certain specific thing. Lowe's, Home Depot, Fry's, those types of things. Now, I did leave out, you can add, I don't know how Ross, Marshalls, those places fit in. Those are options too. I haven't had much luck there, but some people do. Okay, so specialty stores. Go in to the clearance section and see what you can find. And the same thing goes with the party store. You could group a couple wedding things together and sell that as a bundle. That's a very good idea there. Local stores. Love me local stores. This is my fourth idea, by the way, if we're keeping track. Local stores, Bartell's. I have an Asian market and a Mexican market close to me. Card shops, like baseball card shops, sometimes have good stuff in them. And then I've been in some gaming reseller stores that, they buy games and resell them. Your local antique stores. I've found deals in there, believe it or not. I have a kitchen supply store. That's really hoity-toity. I mean, gosh, it charges you like $20 for a spatula. And they have a huge clearance section, and it kind of, it goes like 30%, then 50%, and then 90%. So any of those local stores, we have a Made in Washington store up here that every once in a while I can find stuff on clearance there. Again, I wouldn't go out specifically to these stores, but it's an option. Okay, couponing. If you have never couponed in your life, I mean, it's a great skill to learn, and we've bought a lot of things using coupons. I have done the buy 5, 10 newspapers every Sunday and clipped them out and used coupons. This is mainly for health and beauty and grocery items, but other coupons do come up. I'm talking $10 off coupons at different stores or 20% off your order. Joann's, Michael's, any of your J.C. Penney's and Macy's, they have coupons that you can use, and you can actually get quite a good stuff. I got frozen bath towels, the one with the little hood that goes over your head at Kohl's, and you get $10 off if you buy something more than $10. There was 3 of them on sale, $5 a piece. Got my $10 off. So what is that? I was out like $5, sold them for $25 a piece. Definitely work that system. Sign up for those. I like signing up with I have an email account that, is for all this kind of junk. It's my Bath and Body, Bed Bath and Beyond, Barnes and Nobles, any of those stores that need an email to get you on the couponing list and stuff. I have all that sent to my junk email account. So I can log in and get the most freshest coupon out of it. But anyhow, just a tip there. So couponing works wonders. Online box stores. So online, you can also make a killing. There was a deal at Kohl's. They clearanced out all their beach towels from the summer. And there was a bunch of Star Wars and Disney stuff, Frozen, Barbie, you name it. They were clearancing them out for $6.80. Then they had a coupon. If you bought online, you got free shipping. You got something else off. So you could literally buy your stuff online, have it shipped to your house, flip it, send it back out to Amazon. Huge market in that. Definitely, if you are in an area where you cannot go out or you physically cannot go out shopping, this is where you need to start mastering. Lots of opportunity there. eBay. Let's talk about eBay for a minute. I buy used games on eBay all day long, flip them on Amazon. Takes a little bit of work, but you're not getting in your car and going anywhere. You're just looking online, and once you find it, there's good and bad to each. When you go out, you're spending gas, you're spending time. You can't just walk away really quick and go to, in your house and make a sandwich or something. But when you're online, you also have the opportunity to not get the product you wanted. There are some bad eBay sellers out there still, but eBay has become really good at taking care of that. You may have to wait for your stuff. When you're at the store, it's instant gratification. Whereas, if you're buying beach towels at the end of the season and trying to flip them on Amazon, we're going into the winter season. So it may be product that you want to wait until next spring to sell. But it's there. For eBay, games, used games, they sell a lot of new stuff too. You have to look for it. It's not like they're going to just jump out at you. So get really good at searching and figuring that out. Okay, online thrift stores. Let's talk about online thrift stores. And this, I'm talking about Craigslist, OfferUp, Facebook. People sell their junk there all the time. They sell games, they sell consoles, they sell new stuff, they sell slightly used stuff, they sell lots of stuff. They put up that they're having a garage sale, they're having, they advertise there. You can do a killing doing Craigslist. If you haven't ever listened to Craigslist Hunter, oh my God, he's amazing. Go over to his channel and check him out. Craigslist Hunter. He seriously just goes out and gets stuff all the time and then flips it. You could do the big items here. If you're interested in refurbing furniture or large parts, this is an awesome place to do it. I talk about Reseller Stew and Pinching Pesos. Deborah, she was talking about getting used, small appliances and parting them out and selling the parts on eBay. So, there's a ton of avenues you can go down with that. But Craigslist, OfferUp, and Facebook all have stuff for sale. Now with this, again, you have to be careful. Always meet in a well-lit place and a populated place. I love meeting at the grocery store for deals. Most people are really good, but every once in a while you have the occasional douchebag. We had one guy, we were selling an iPod, and they went at the time for like $100. It was brand new. Negotiated to $80. He showed up and he was like, well, I only brought 60. Okay, screw you, goodbye. So you have the occasional person that's trying to get a better deal and whatever. Just walk away. Don't take it personally. Okay, so lots of avenues with online thrift type stores, and you can do a lot of flipping that way. A lot of people buy furniture, fix it up, and flip it. Bikes, you can buy bikes, fix them up, and flip them. That's a huge market too. Local events. Let's talk local events. Number 8. Newspaper runs local events all the time. Garage sales. Just go out and drive around on the weekends in the summer. Church, senior centers, fundraising, farmers markets, bazaars. All events and things that are local to you that nobody else, in another state is going to have access to. Everybody can go to eBay and bid things up. And if everybody's on eBay bidding things up, you're going to have to look somewhere else. That's just the case. Okay, so some senior places run consignment shops. My grandmother's did. We would go to the consignment shop all the time when I was little, and you could find all sorts of odd things there. Now, 95% of it's junk, but every once in a while, you're going to have good things in there. And the senior centers are all ran by volunteers, at least the ones that I've been to. They're usually at the senior center. So if you have a family member that's maybe in one of those assisted livings or centers that are only for seniors, ask them if they have a group garage sale day or a little thrift store that makes some money. They were really cute. The ladies there would volunteer, and any sales coming in, they'd buy new puzzles and things for Friday night events. So don't, check it out. Fundraising events. I have a lot of people that have their kids in different sports and whatnot, and they put on dinners with raffle prizes, or they put on bazaars where everybody donates their stuff and they have a big garage sale. So keep your eye out for those. Those can be an awesome place to find things. Farmers markets and bazaars. I went to a local one, and this lady made hand crocheted Seahawk stuff, and she has an Etsy store. And I asked her if she ever thought about going to Amazon, and I said, I'd be willing to do the backbone, buy from you, take a picture, make a listing, and sell it because it's a cute handmade Seahawk thing. And she said she honestly just does it in her spare time. She wouldn't be able to keep up with the demand. But it's an avenue. If you have one of those Etsy, I don't want to say just Etsy, but crafty people that, is making a product that you really like, you could work with them and say, I'll buy from you, maybe with a little bit of a discount, and resell and split the difference. You got to be honest with them. And you've got to be upfront with the artist, obviously. But it's an avenue. If you have a friend that loves making X thing, but doesn't want to do the selling part of it, partner up. Hey, lots of people partner up with that kind of relationship. Make sure it's business. I mean, that's a whole nother avenue of discussion, but it's an idea. And that's what we're talking about, is ideas. Church sales and newspapers and garage sales and even Facebook often have, what events are going on around in town. Did I put that down? Yeah, okay. 9, online bookfinder. If you're not familiar with online bookfinder, that has all the book sales going on in your area. So you just pick your state and it will list out every book sale that's on there going on, and then you can schedule yourself out. Go early. There's always a lot of scanners there. But I've made a lot of money off book sales. Okay, I got to pause for a second and grab a drink of coffee. All right, number 10, put an ad out. This is really easy. Put an ad out to offer help clean up or take away stuff. Or put out an ad out saying, you know, I buy old books. I buy new in the package stuff. I buy stuff. I will take away stuff. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, ads really, really can help you, and you can make a whole business off of it. I met a lady at a Goodwill, and her business was she helps people organize their life. And most of the time it's organizing, like, say, your parents are getting older and one of them passed away, and now you've got to take your mom and downsize her to a senior citizen place, and you've got to clean up the house. You would call her. She charges $20 an hour. She comes out, helps organize your stuff, and takes away anything that you want to donate, or helps you set up a garage sale or whatnot. So she's very upfront about it. You know, she says, I take it, and if I can donate it, great. If I can sell it, great. But I take it for you. I help you out. She gets paid $20 an hour. I was like, man, you get paid and you get inventory. That's nice. I like it. I like it. So might be something that you're thinking about. It definitely, you know, is an option out there. Lots of people put out Craigslist ads that I buy books, I buy gaming centers, I buy your PC parts. There's a huge market for computers, laptop repairs, and old games. Oh, there was another one. It just flew out of my brain. Maybe I'll think of it. Okay, so number 11, Facebook. Let's talk about Facebook and groups. You can join couponing groups that will shout out BOLOs for you and BOGOs and any order deals. There are Facebook groups that just shout out garage sales. There are Facebook groups that shout out coupon deals and how to do them. Hey, Rite Aid is having a clearance on this, and there's a coupon from this ad, and it equates to this price. And you can sit there and troll those and get deals handed out to you, literally handed out to you. A lot of people like to put on the deals for Michael's and Joann's. They are famous for clearancing out a lot of their stuff. I used to work there. I mean, wow, we just had a lot of good things go out on clearance. And they'd get snatched up quick, so you kind of have to be on your game with it. But there's a lot of coupons, a lot of good ways you can do the couponing and get good deals there. But you have to know that they're going on sale. So Facebook groups have become a great place to join. So you can join couponing ones, you can join reselling ones, you can join ones for garage sales in your area, and then all that information just gets fed to you. And that's amazing. That's an amazing thing. I mean, it used to be you have to go get the paper, read the paper, and find out where your garage sales were. Love, love, love technology. Okay, last idea, bundling. I'm going to talk about bundling here for a minute. Bundling ideas. A lot of people have done videos on dollar store bundling. It's a great place. So just going to shout out ideas on bundle ideas. New baby, new mom, new dad, back to school, themed school supplies, dog stuff, holiday decor, holiday pet stuff, new house, graduation, party, car rides. So what I mean by this is exactly how you do it. You go find your source. Say the party store is having a clearance on wedding stuff, and you can get 20 packs of wedding invitation, 20 packs of the same themed wedding thank you cards, and a cool pen that goes with it. So you make up a bundle that includes the pen, the invitation, and the thank you card. Get a good picture, edit the picture, make a listing, bundle those up nicely together, and boom, you have something that nobody else is going to do it. With the clearance at the party store, you can't really recreate that, so you'd be 20 and done, but you can go out to other party stores. I know ours, like when one goes on sale, they all are on sale. So if I found one of those, I could drive to each one of those places and get maybe a bunch. And if you could do 50 to 200 of those and have that listing, that's a pretty good cash income there. A lot of people do dollar store themed bundles, sticker bundles. Disney Princess sticker themed bundles. 5-pack of stickers, photograph it nice, and voila, you can sell 5 packs of stickers. It costs you $5, sell it for $16.99. Easy money. Dog stuff, new dog basket, a bowl, some toys, maybe some chew toys, whatever. Bundle it up. So huge ideas there. You could just go on for days and days. With the dollar store and with other clearance stuff, sometimes you can't recreate it. So you kind of got to go in with the idea of, buying everything off the shelf, doing that bundle. And if you can get more, great. If not, maybe not. The dollar store, our dollar store, the actual, where it's the green one and it's dollar store, they allow you to buy stuff online. So you can actually buy wholesale or not wholesale, but you can buy like a lot of them. So say you wanted to buy 200 of those, you could buy it. I mean, it's the holidays season coming up. You could buy gift wrapping stuff and make a gift wrap bundle, gift bag bundle. So, there's lots and lots and lots of ideas going on. So this video. Hey, if you're liking this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. This video was in response to somebody who said that they didn't have a Value Village and they noticed that I got most of my stuff from Value Village. I do, because I live next to a bunch of Value Villages. They always have new inventory. They're nice, they're clean, they're easy to go to, they're within driving distance. They hit all my markers. It's easy. Find out what's easy for you and work that. That's what you got to do. Don't try to go after things that are not easy for you unless if you seriously have a passion for them. I have a passion for making money. That's my passion. I like making money. I don't care if I'm selling cards or toys or diapers. I don't care as long as I'm making money. If I had more VCRs, I would go after VCRs. That's a huge market right now. There's a guy on the forums that just does a lot of VCRs. And I was amazed. I bought 2, and they're in the garage. I've got to fix them up and get them to Amazon. Logitech keyboards. I had 2 old Logitech keyboards I sold for over $100 a piece. Would love to come across that. I am now looking for Logitech keyboards, but I just don't have access to them. They're just not at the thrift stores. I think they get swooped up way before they even hit the shelves. So you got to find out what you have access to and what you don't. When I go to Vegas, I did the same thing. I scoped out the area, and it helps that my mom resells. I love that. So she kind of knows where to go. But she does all antiques, which is great, but it's a whole lot of mental. She can look at something and say, oh, that was produced, in 1960 by blah, 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 and that company went under. And I don't have that information. So I have to go with what I know. There is a bunch of Christian, there's one that's Lutheran and one that's Catholic bookstores that I love hitting up. Because people forget those little mom and pop places. They forget, they say, oh, small little Christian store. I'm not going in there. I'm not going to waste my time. I'll go over to Walmart that has tons of product. I'll swoop in, go into those small little bookstores, come out killing it. So just find what's in your area. I hope this helped you out. I hope this gave you a lot of ideas. This video was to be kind of inspirational, share some ideas with you. I definitely don't want you feeling stuck. Don't ever feel like, you can't find inventory. It's not that you can't find inventory. It's that you can't find, you don't know what to look for. And that's it. So you just got to learn what to look for, and you'll be swimming in it like I am. I've got too much. I need to get listing now. I've got to get a couple boxes out today. So that's all I got for you. Hope you have an awesome day, and happy hunting.